Hi my dear students, welcome back to a new session. In the last class we already learned regarding different types of lymphocyte cells like T cells as well as B cells and their functions, primary response and secondary response. You had learned. The today topic is regarding structure of antibody. Put the heading. Today topic is regarding structure of antibody. Here, lymphocyte cells are mainly two types. One is T lymphocyte cells and one is B lymphocyte cells, right? So, this antibody generally produced from plasma cells of B lymphocyte cells, and these are chemically glycoproteins. It is also called as immunoglobulins, which are present in the blood. Various different types of immunoglobulins, nothing but antibodies are present in within the blood. Write the points. Here, antibodies are produced from plasma cells of beta lymphocytes. B lymphocyte cells, right? So these antibodies are chemically these are glycoproteins. Chemically these are what? Combination of glucose as well as protein, glycoproteins. So these antibodies also called Ig. It means immunoglobulins, right? So these different types of immunoglobulins which are present in the blood, like immunoglobulin A, immunoglobulin E, immunoglobulin like M or immunoglobulin G. These different types of IgA, immunoglobulin A means it is a one special type of antibody, right? And if you focus on antibody structure, it is look like as Y-shaped. Replication fork is there in DNA replication. The same like Y-shaped structure is contained. And this antibody which is made up of 4 polypeptide bonds. Out of these 4 polypeptide bonds, 2 chains are short, small, and 2 chains are long chains. Which are short we can call as light chains, which are long chains which are called as heavy chains. So here these long chains as well as heavy chains are come together jointed by disulfide bonds. Disulfide, just remind the previous classes we already discussed. Insulin like polypeptide bonds, the chains also be joined by disulfide bonds, right? Chalo. If you focus on structure of antibody is Y shape. It is look like as Y shape, and which is made up of 4 polypeptide bonds, So out of these 4 polypeptide bonds, here, so 2 chains are small in size and 2 chains are long chains, polypeptide chains. So this first 2 chains is called as light chains, and second these 2 chains is called as heavy chains, right? So if we want to give the structure of antibody, we have to write the structure, we have to represent like H2L2. It means 2 heavy chains, 2 light chains, or like Ig, immunoglobulin, right? Here each and every chain or these 2 chains are jointed by disulfide bonds. Here we can guess the one question. The question is here, disulfide bonds disulfide bonds these disulfide bonds which are present in between, heavy chain to heavy chain. First option, it means which of the following statement is correct regarding antibody structure. Second are these disulfide bonds which are present between one heavy chain to one light chain, or so these are present between one heavy chain or in between light chain to again light to light chain. So which of the following statements are true? The statements here, disulfide bonds which are present between heavy to heavy strand, correct. It is present between one heavy strand to one light strand, it is also be correct. But these disulfide bonds which are not present in between light strand to light strand. For that we have to see the structure of antibody, then you can easily understand, right? Next, here each and every strand, either it may be light strand or heavy strand, it should be consist of two different places. It is containing two different places. So such places are, one is variable regions. One is what? A variable region or variable place. Second one is constant place or constant regions. One is variable region, one is constant region. So it means here variable regions have then particular design. So these variable regions have the capacity to recognize the specific antigen, and also it is not only recognize the antigen but also have the capacity to bind the antigen, right? So due to that what happened? Due to that here antigen antibody complex is formed. In which location? Variable region of antibody, right? So these constant regions which are not have no capacity to recognize or to bind the antigen. Right, very important point. Variable regions which have the capacity to recognize specific antigen, and not only recognize but have the capacity to bind with such a antigen, Then what happened? Antigen antibody complex is formed. Antigen antibody complex is formed. See, for example, let's see the structure for example. So this is actually right. Here one more chain. These are two long chain heavy chains. Here like this is actually Y-shaped antibody structure. 4 polypeptide chains. So out of 4 polypeptide chains, so this is long heavy chain, polypeptide chain, right? How many long we can represent? L1, L2, like. So these are what? So these are short light chains, right? Sorry, these are long heavy chains we have to represent. Heavy H1, H2. Here light L1 and L2, right? Next, here disulfide bonds which are present in between a heavy chain to heavy chain. Here one sulfur and again one sulfur, one sulfur again one sulfur, like bonds are present. Okay, where they present between heavy to heavy, right? Next, Here also, here this is one light and this is one heavy. Here also we can notice sulfur bonds, disulfide bonds, like here also, like bonds are present. Okay, next, each and every chain, it should be consist of two regions. One is constant region, second one is what? Constant region, second one is variable regions. Here in this location, these regions are called as, so these sides we can call as variable regions. Variable regions. Okay, so this one is remain normal stand. This one is constant stand. Constant stand. Okay, so here are variable regions, here also be variable regions. Variable regions which are useful for binding of antigen antibody complex. Antigen antibody complex is going to form in this region, right? So for example, here what is antigen? Antigen means here, antigens, it is maybe living or non-living, a living pathogen or living macroorganism or dead microorganism, or some cases it is a proteins which is harmful to the health, right? That is called as what? Antigen. Antigen which may be living cell or living microorganism or dead microorganism or that living cell as well as micro living cells as well as dead microorganisms containing toxic compounds or sometimes so their products or maybe proteins so which are we can consider as what? Antigens, right? So now this antigen is going to bind with where? At antibody location. Simple. For example, normal diagram is, so this is one antigen. Antigen structure is, for example, like that. So further what happen? It is going to bind with in particular locations. Like it going to bind. So here this is the binding sites. This antigen is going to bind at where? Variable sites. So then what happen? Gradually the antibodies are going to inhibit the replication of such organism, or it is going to inactivate the molecule, such a antigen molecule, right? So this is actually interaction between antigen to antibody. Then what happened? Gradually antigens are trapped by antibody. Then the person is going to gradually recover from such pathogen effect. Acquired immune response, it is again divided two types. The first one is humoral response. Second one is cell mediated response. Let's see what they are, how they are going to affect. Acquired immune response. Acquired immune response, it is again divided into two types. The first one is what? The first one is humoral response, and second one is cell mediated response. These are the two types. The first one is humoral response. So in this case, actually here, when antigen is entered into the body, automatically our immunity system is going to activate it. Next, B lymphocytes are going to produce plasma cells. Plasma cells are divided to produce antibodies. These antibodies are going to bind with the antigen. So it is coming under, such is coming under an humoral response. Just write only one line here. In humoral response, antibodies are antibodies mediated response, right? So such antigens are neutralized by antibodies which are freely present in blood. First type of response. And second type of response is cell mediated, is very important. Cell mediated response. So in this case here antibodies are not involved. Which are involved? T lymphocyte cells are involved. T lymphocytes which are involving in this response. Then what is the difference in between these two? Here chemicals are binding with antibody, but in this case the cells, T lymphocyte cell, natural killing cells which are directly going to attack the pathogen living cells and releasing perforation proteins to kill the bacteria, to kill the pathogens. So that is called as what? Cell mediated response, which is very important or it can play a great role in organ transplantation. It play a great role in organ transplantation, nothing but graft. In the last classes we already discussed regarding autograft, heterograft, xerograft, we had discussed, right? Here let's see how it is going to play a great role in organ transplantation. For example, one of the person organs are not performing well. It may be eyes, heart or kidneys, whatever it may be. They are not going to perform up to the mark. Then what is the remedy? Then only one remedy, that is organ transplantation, nothing but grafting. Then the doctor is going to suppose to choose any one of the donor, right? But here in this case we are not going to receive the organs from randomly or just anybody, like for example humans, like siblings or father, mother, sometimes animals. Such organs are not going to match with human, right? The question is here, why such organs? For example, in a one family, the brother want to donate the kidney her sister, but some case it is not going to match. The question is here, why the organs within the family also be not matching? Why? The reason is here, we already discussed. T lympho acquired immunity functions, unique functions are. So this acquired immunity system, it has the capacity to recognize which is our self cell and which is not our self cell. The matching means here tissue should be matched, blood group should be matched. HLA, it means human lymphatic cells antigen system should be matched, immunoglobulin should be matched. So then only it going to receive the organ. So if randomly we graft, randomly we arrange one organ, then what happens? Soon after or within the less time or some after, the organ is going to rejected from the body, right? It is very dangerous to the patient, right? Here for example, some persons here, the organs are not performing well, which are for example heart or maybe eyes or kidney, they are not going to perform well. Then what is a remedy? Remedy is only that organ transplantation, right? So for that, what I have to do? The doctor is going to suppose to choose one donor. Okay, organ matching. Here we can't take the organ should not match from just anybody, right? The organs are not going to match with for example human organs, sometimes human organs or animal organs, or within the one family organs also be not going to match. Why it is not matched? Because before the organ transplantation we have to make sure this first one is blood group should be matched, or a tissue system should be matched, and also especially HLA, it means human leukocytes antigens, okay, so which are present on WBC cells. WBC cell surface is containing the type of antigen, and as well as some normal organs and tissue surface also containing this HLA. That should be matched, compulsory, that should be matched. And next one is immunoglobulin system, IG, as well as immune system should be matched. System should be matched. So then only organ transplantation is successfully done. Otherwise, the organ should be rejected from the body, right? Here, which is play a great role? Here, which are cells are T lymphocyte cells. So such have the capacity to discrimination of which is a self and which is a non-self. When it is matching, then it feel that it is a self cell. So if it is not matching, our immunity system is thought that it is a big foreign molecule is enter in our body, then automatically immune system is activated and produce the antibodies are going to affect on such organ. So our body is not going to accept such a organ, right? Then what happened? Rejected. Then within soon after the person is going to die, right? So this is actually regarding cell mediated immune response. Next are types of acquired immunity. Types of acquired immunity. So this type of acquired immunity, it is mainly divided into two types. The first one is active, second one is passive. First one is active, second one is passive. Active acquired immunity, passive active immunity. This active acquired immunity, it is again divided into two types. The first one is natural acquired active immunity, right? And again second one is artificial acquired active immunity, like it is again divided into two types. Okay, so first we will know what is active immunity, right? Just put the heading. First one is active immunity. Here active immunity means here such type of immunity is acquired due to the infection. After the entering of infection or pathogen, our body is going to produce an antibody. So such type of acquiring of immunity is called as active immunity, right? The point is here what? Here this type of immunity is acquired by infection, or pathogen entry into the body. into the body, right? So it means, simple word here, this antigen is stimulate or activate our immune system. Then what happen? So for this antigen, specific type of antibodies are produced. For that, special type of antibodies are produced or synthesized from plasma cell of B lymphocyte cell, right? So that is called as what? Active. It is again divided into two types. The first one is what? First one is natural, second one is artificial. Very simple. The first one is natural. First one is a natural. Same definition I have to write. So here, in this case here, it is acquired immunity after the entry of pathogen, right? So for example, if a person is suffering from measles and disease, so once the person is produce an antibody to against the measles and disease, so these antibodies are going to stay for a long time in such person for long time for measles and disease, right? Here for example, if a person attacked by measles and disease, measles disease, then what happen? The body is going to produce antibodies to measles disease for long time, for lifetime antibodies are produced. So such type of acquired immunity is called as natural, right? And second one is artificial. Second one is what? Artificial. It is the best example, like immunization. For like vaccination is the best example. Vaccination. In vaccination, generally what they do? In vaccination, it is a combination of, the vaccine is a combination of maybe live cell, living cell, or maybe dead cell, or the living cell toxic compounds, the living cell toxic compound combinations, so which are mixed up, right? So now if this live cell or this dead cells or this micro or pathogen toxic compounds which are inactivated or attenuated, it means, so such chemical combination or such living cells are not harmful to the human, right? But our immune system is thought that what? Our immune system is thought that how one unknown molecule is came or one unknown pathogen is came, it may be going to harmful the health. Automatically it is activated and produce the antibodies. It is activate, which is activate? Immune system is activated and produce antibodies. So if antibodies are produced in that way, such is called as artificial acquired active immunity, right? Next one is passive. In this case, passive acquired immunity. So in this case, very simple here. Here what happened? After entry of the pathogen or after entry of attenuated pathogen or like combination of vaccine, then the body is going to produce antibodies, right? But in this case here, Ready-made antibodies we are going to inject it to the one person. Those who are suffering from the disease, what we are going to do directly, ready-made antibodies we are given to the body. So that is called as what? Passive acquired immunity. Here, ready-made antibodies are given to the body or such a patient, right? So that is called as what? That is passive acquired immunity. This passive acquired immunity is again divided into two types. The first one is natural acquired passive immunity. So in this case, for example, best example is, so before the birth of baby, some antibodies are transferred from mother to child or mother to fetus through placenta. So the baby, the 9 months of baby or the infant, it have not capability to produce antibodies. So that's why the mother is going to synthesize the antibodies, and it is transferred to the baby through placenta. So that is coming under where? Natural nest. For example, after the born of the baby, like for 1 or 2 years, again some important IgA, very important anti-immunoglobulin, nothing but antibody. So which is again transferred from mother to baby through milk, that is colostrum. So which these two examples are coming under where? Natural. At the point, the first point is here, before the birth, the mother is transfer from mother, antibodies are transfer to infant through placenta. So that is example for what? Natural. For example, one more example. After the birth also, so some antibodies which are IgA, very important antibody for children, for infant. So this is very high amount of IgA we can notice in mother milk at the beginning, yellow milk, that is called as colostrum. So these antibodies are transferred to infant through mother milk. So the mother milk we can call as yellow color milk, which is called as colostrum, right? So here this type of ready-made antibody transfer is coming under natural nest. The last one is which one? Passive. No, artificial acquired passive immunity. Right here. So in this case also we are going to transfer ready-made. In this also we are going to transfer the antibodies, ready-made antibodies to one person. But here in this case here, antibodies are prepared. Antibodies are already prepared. So it may be already prepared from other animal or by using of RDNA technology, or they are prepared in lab, like they are already prepared, artificial they are prepared in lab. So for example, antibodies are antibodies which are obtained from horse. So which are these hyper immunized antibodies are which are very useful for against rabies in human. So it is coming under where? It is coming under artificial, right? For example, if you are suffering from the fever, at the beginning, first day, second day, third day, they consider the interaction, the encounter is occurred in between our antibody to antigen. So after 3 or 4 days, the disease or the temperature is going to decrease, or we can recover, right? First, it was what? Humoral mediated. And second case, what happened? In the second time, generally, if you are suffering from the high fever or any disease, the doctor is supposed to give some antibodies. Directly we are having of antibodies. When we are having of antibodies in within 3 hours or within 5 hours, the symptoms are going to disappear, right? The having of antibodies, it is coming under where? It is coming under artificial acquired immunity, right? So this is actually today class regarding immunity and immunity types and the structure of antibody, right? Thank you all of you.